I have a new game mode idea for Gun Interactive for Texas Chainsaw Massacre the game. Let's just say imagine being forced to go into the family house. Not starting off in the basement, but this could be a new mode implemented in the game, randomized with Gun's idea being started off in the basement, tied up to escape, but maybe it's randomized where this mode makes you find gas for your van to walk to the family house knowing that the family members are in there, and the gas could be randomized in different locations, maybe 9 to 11 different locations, chained up, so you also have to find keys for the gas. But the Slaughter family members don't know where the gas or keys are either, so both sides don't know where they are, but both sides know that they're coming to get them, so they're trying to find them and maybe bump into each other along the way. How scary would that scenario be? The music that Wes created, and the sounds and the ear, like seeing the house, and you have to creep in somehow and sneak by and find those keys for that gas to get it back to the van. And maybe one of the victims every match is randomized and tied up and put in somewhere in that house. They can self-escape, but the Slaughters also don't know where they're tied up. So they have to find them. Maybe when they find them, they can kill them or taunt them and take blood, or who knows. So they have a head start and can untie themselves and find the keys maybe, but they're all randomized, maybe 11 different locations. Imagine how scary this immersed mode would be, knowing that we have to take ourselves and put ourselves in that situation. Now this, to me, would make the game live even longer as an idea. Let's talk more about this idea later in this video, but for now, let's get into it.
Campfacer.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Texas Chainsaw Massacre the game video. I am Campfacer. Thank you for joining the channel. Make sure to like, subscribe, click notifications so you don't miss a video or a live stream in the future. I'm all about Texas Chainsaw Massacre the game, horror movies, collectibles, gaming in general, and more. So you've come to the right place. Today, I'm going to go over the Texas Chainsaw Massacre the game. If you didn't know, there's a video game coming out, put out by Gun Media, now known as Gun Interactive. They also are the developers that worked on Friday the 13th, the game. Now they have moved on since the Friday the 13th lawsuit. They moved on to another game, and they've been working on Texas Chainsaw Massacre the game. If you haven't seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974, I highly recommend watch it. It's a masterpiece in my book. I love it. That's what this game is based around. It's actually the story in this game is months leading up to the events that happened in the 1974 film. And the 1974 film was loosely based around the true events of Ed Gein story. Do your research on Ed Gein. There's some documentaries on Ed Gein. So it's loosely based around that. But anyways, back to the game. If you didn't know about the game, it's a 3 killers versus 4 survivors, multiplayer, asymmetrical horror IP game, obviously. And it's stealth based, which means you got to be sneaky. You got to use your perks, work as a team to try to survive the night and escape either the main Sawyer's house, the slaughterhouse factory, or the gas station. If you've seen the film, all 3 of those, except for the slaughterhouse, is kind of like talked about, but all 3 of those are in the film. And watch the movie over and over, because if you're going to be playing this game, you're going to be immersed in the environments that we grew up watching. This is what this is all about. I went to Texas not too long ago. After I heard that this was being released as a video game, I booked my tickets. I met my friend Josh that lives in Texas, and we flew from Rhode Island to Texas, and we planned out point A to point B. We went to the gas station. We went to where the house now sits in Kingsland, Texas. It used to be in Round Rock, over on Quick Hill Road, and we went to the house. It was amazing. And then finally we skipped out on the cemetery because we didn't have enough time, but we went to Quick Hill Road, and where the house used to sit, and we got to visit the location there. It was amazing. But anyways, The game is known to be set in the basement. You start off in the basement, tied up. Maybe you're upstairs and maybe some people are in the basement. There's not full details on how or where you're located, but the object of the game is to work your way from the basement up to the top floors of the house, get outside, find certain keys or unlock the doors, and escape the gates before you get caught by the Sawyers. Now, if you're playing on the bad guy Sawyer team, or they're called the Slaughters in this film, you get to either be Leatherface, you could be the hitchhiker, you could be the cook, and so on. And there's going to be new characters such as Sissy, Johnny, introduced, like new characters introduced to the Slaughter story. So it's going to be randomized, and then there's I believe up to 5 survivors you can choose from, but you can only be 4. So it's going to be 4 survivors versus the 3 killers, which seems nearly impossible to me and a lot of people. But Gunn is doing their balancing. They're going to balance the game where it's going to make sense and be possible to escape. I say that almost like, is it going to be possible? It doesn't seem like it is. It seems like it's such a small environment with 3 killers roaming around. How are you supposed to get by them? And the worst part is you can't kill the killers. You can only fend them off, hit them maybe, or push them away. I know there's certain characters can escape through certain little tunnels in the wall, like that in particular right there, where Leatherface is too fat. He can't go through there, so he's got to go around, and by that time maybe you got away. And there's going to be a lot of ducking and hiding in this game. There's not going to be like sense, like, in Friday the 13th, the game, Jason had sensibility where he could spot you lit up across the map or like even behind a wall. So it was kind of cheap. But this game, I don't think, is going to have that ability sense. So you could literally hide in a corner behind a little table in a room, and one of the Slaughter family members could be walking right by you and not know you're there. And it's that chance you got to take it. Did he see me? Did he not see me? It's going to be scary as hell. Don't get me wrong. So far, what they got set up for this gameplay seems amazing, and I'm super excited. I cannot wait for this game to come out. It's my most anticipated game of 2023. That's right, it's also being released sometime in 2023. We don't have a release date just yet, but I'm sure there will be an announcement down the road when things get lined up for Gunn. They have more things to show us. They just showed us some motion capture, which also has Kane Hodder. It has Ed Neal doing the voice for the hitchhiker. There's tons of people involved in this. Even different films from like Rob Zombie's Halloween. There's actors, actresses in there. People Under the Stairs. The guy who plays Roach, I can't think of his name right off the top of my head right this second, but I'm excited. He's going to be playing the mocap for the hitchhiker. So this game so far is looking to be amazing. Now today's discussion is going to be more so along the lines of, I'm not going to be so like on Gunn side. I'm not going to be a Mr. Fanboy here. I'm going to look into the what could possibly be negatives of this game. Okay, because I want this game to be the best and most fun, replayable. I want to play this match and be like, I can't wait to play another match. I can't wait. I want to play another one. Like the feeling I got when I first played Friday the 13th, the game. That's kind of what I want. You guys know Evil Dead the game. I was excited for that game to come out. I grew up watching the movies, but after you get done playing a match, are you so excited to dive into another one? I'm not so much, and I don't want to be mean to the fanboys out there of the game, but it's such a long match and so much going on, and it was such a task. It took the life out of me. I felt like, do I really want to start another match? It wasn't all that fun. This game, it could be short and sweet matches. Like here's the thing. I don't know anything about it yet. Obviously, we haven't even seen real gameplay yet. We've seen some teaser gameplay, cinematics, and some scenarios. But once we do the beta, maybe we'll get a better idea. But my concern is, it seems kind of like, okay, if we only start off in either the house, basement, tied up, or the gas station. The gas station map's big. It's not going to be just the little gas station. They added to the back. There's other buildings, and there's like underground tunnels and stuff. And the slaughter factory is big too. Don't get me wrong, but what if it gets boring and old doing the same thing over and over, especially like the slaughterhouse right here that you're watching this trailer? Like, say we start off in the basement and we have to work our way up. Is it going to get old quick? Is it going to get kind of like repetitive? Are we going to learn locations quick? Are we going to be like, oh, we know how to exploit this character quick, and is it going to be escape, or die, or is it going to be kind of like, it's fun, but And you know, I've had an idea in my head for a while, you guys. If you watch the 1974 film, it doesn't start off like this at all. It starts off where the van, they get low on gas. They need to get gas, and they're nearby, and they realize, hey, we gotta go find some gas. Maybe there's a house through the field somewhere. So Kirk and Pam go venturing off down this hill, and they spot they were looking for like a water, like a little pond to go swimming in, but it was all dried up. But then they spotted a house, which is the slaughterhouse. So they go there in hopes to find gas for their van. And one thing leads to another. They go inside, they don't know what they're stepping into, and boom, you guys know the rest. What if the game actually started off where you could either do Gun's idea? There was two modes, but it went back and forth randomly. What if it was randomized? Like it was like the mode that Gun's got, where you're all tied up and you got to escape and work your way up and out of the house as a team and get out. But the other mode was, my mode was kind of like the movie, where but it was a little different than the movie. What if like one character randomized spawned tied up in the house, and the rest of us were in the van, and we had to find gas because we were running out of gas, and we also had to find our missing friend. Now, our missing friend could either be located in the house, in the back barn, in the basement, or a shack somewhere nearby. And then we also needed to get gas to get out of there. So you could either find the gas and screw your friend. Maybe your friend can untie themselves, which would probably be more realistic, so they can untie themselves and then be like, oh crap, I'm far away from my friends, I'm in danger, but they know that they need to find gas to get out anyways. So then what if also, let me pull up the map here for a second. Okay, so here is a family house map, aka the slaughterhouse map where they live. The trailer that you were just watching, that's where this is. So this is where, see my cursor on the screen? Let me blow it up here for a second so you guys can see. Okay, so here's the map. This is the house right here. You can see there's different rooms. This is the bone room. This is the dining room where they were eating at the end of the movie with Sally tied up. This would be the kitchen area where the events with Pam. I don't want to spoil it if no one's seen it, but here's the entryway, the stairs. This is the front door, and then these are different rooms, and then there's the second floor, and then the underground basement. This black spot here represents parts of the underground, like tunnels and escapes in the basement, where mostly Leatherface. It's like Leatherface's lair. And I take it these are escape routes right here, and maybe here into a shed, and so on. These represent trees, and this dotted line represents barbed wire fence. Maybe it's some sort of barrier to make it so you don't go roaming out. It's not like an open world, so they want to keep you kind of like tied in the environment, like, so it's like an arena, basically, like a sandbox in a way. These would represent sheds and barns, the windmill here, the water tower, and so on. This would be the dirt road driveway that leads to Quick Hill Road. Quick Hill Road would be right here, parallel to the property, where at the end the hitchhiker, and then, like, you know, Leatherface does the chainsaw dance at the end of the movie, and you know, so this would be Quick Hill Road. And far up off this, actually down this way, would be like Franklin's family house that was abandoned in the film. What if the match started up where you were in the van and you were trying to roam and you knew you had to find the gas? Now, say the gas also required keys because maybe there was a chain locked around the handle of the gas can. So now you have to find the keys to the gas and the gas itself. Now, what if Gunn had it randomized, both of them, the keys were randomized and the gas, not just 3 location randomized like in Friday the 13th, but what if they had like up to like 9 or 11 random locations, so it was near to impossible to memorize where they're located every time a match spawns in. So the gas could be located in the basement, but the keys to the gas could be located in one of these shacks like in a drawer. Or what if the gas was located in the barn, but the keys are located up in a desk drawer somewhere in the house? So now, if you're playing the killer and that mode starts up, okay, they're going to look for the keys and the gas, but they also don't know where they're located, okay? So the killers also don't know where they're located, so it kind of makes it so you can't go guard the gas or guard the keys and wait for the survivors to come. So that way, like, you don't know where they're located and the survivors don't know where they're located. So it's kind of like a guessing game for both sides. So that way, it's not like they're teaming and blocking the items. So now not only are you trying to, with you and your friends from the van, try to walk up and find this stuff, but your friends either tie it up in the top floor, the basement, or a shed, and they can self-escape, but it takes a little while to self-escape. And the killers don't know where they're tied up either, because they got to give them a chance to escape. So now they have a head start from the team to go find this stuff around the killers as the rest of the team works their way up. And the killers, maybe they spawn, maybe like the hitchhiker comes up the road and has to work his way to the house, buying time. And then maybe Leatherface is in the basement, and maybe the cook is somewhere else. So there's another mode right there, you guys, to give more interesting like gameplay to this video game. So it's not just like every time you start up a match, you have to escape the basement and work your way up and get out. There's another whole mode. There's another whole mode involved there. I don't know if that would be near to impossible for Gun Interactive to implement in this game, but it's a mode that would work. It seems like it would work. I'm not a developer. I don't know how the coding, I don't know if it'd be really hard to put this together. I don't know if it would flow, or would it ruin the immersion of the actual, the idea behind their gameplay mechanics and the perks. But this mode here seems like a very fun mode and would relate more to the actual film. And to be honest, you guys, this to me would be more scary knowing that you have to go in that damn house or that property. It's not like you're just starting up there and you have to escape. It gives you like that fear of like, shit, I gotta go to this, put myself in this situation that I don't want to, but the only way to get out of here is find that gas. So now I have to put myself in the character's shoes from the movie and find gas and or find my friend. You know, so you're being forced to step into Hell's Kitchen. And that to me is bizarre and hell and scary as fuck. And every time you play a match, I just can't imagine the fear and the tone and the sounds of having to go there to do this. Tell me, you guys, this doesn't sound like a great idea. And I want to hear the comments down in the comment section below. Give me a like on this video. Tell me what you think about this idea. Are you guys game for this idea? If so, let me know what you like about it, what you don't like about it. Yeah. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. And as always, campers, stay out of the woods.